troubles, they may come and go. They don't bother me, I know. You're only a dream away. And though we may be miles apart, when I sleep you're here, sweetheart. You're only a dream away. You're only a dream away. I can't wait to go to sleep today. And when I do, I'll be with you, and hope I wake to find my dream come true. One day you'll be coming back. Until then, I think I'll hit the sack. You're only a dream away. Ba ba ba, ba da ba ba da ba ba, ba ba ba.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the KB Cabinet channel. My name is Rob, and today I want to help break down how we do soft close drawer guides. Most of you probably know that when it comes to cabinet hardware, soft close is generally what people want. If this is something you don't know much about, soft close hardware it allows the doors and the drawers to close gently so they don't slam up against the face frame. When it comes to soft close drawer guides, there's a few companies out there. You got Grass, you've got Bloom by Hayfla, you've got Worth, and there are side mounts and there are undermounts. And what we're going to be talking about today is the undermount soft close guide. The way we do it, it's not the only way out there. So I'm not necessarily trying to tell you, my way is better than another way. I'm simply just going to show you how we do it, so that way you have an idea of one way to approach soft close style hardware. So what I thought we would do is we're going to look at a base cabinet, kitchen cabinet. We're going to put 3 drawers in it. It's going to be 18 inches wide, and this is just a rough graphic, not to scale or anything like that, of the dimensions that we're going to be working with. And so these are the physical dimensions of the opening dimensions. So we've got a 15-inch wide opening all the way down, and then the top drawer is actually going to be 5.5 inches tall, and then the bottom 2 are going to be an even 9 3/4. It gives it a nice look. Before we get into the construction of the box itself, I want to show you a couple examples of some hardware mounted to the drawer box. So this one is a Grass style undermount track, and you can see the clips on this one. They mount to the bottom of the drawer box, and then they actually use the drawer box in this example as the sub. There's no sub front on this drawer box, so it's just the front of the box is the drawer front itself. This is a Worth style hinge, so different brand, and as you can see, these actually butt up against a sub front. So this has a sub front, which is basically just a shorter version of the sides. Looking at the back of the drawer guide from inside a cabinet, you can see that there are 2 little clips on. There's a clip on each side, and they're like indexing clips basically. And what they do is they go inside a groove that we're going to put in the back side of our drawer box, so that keeps everything aligned. Here we can see though a close-up of what those fins look like. Looking into the cabinet from the front, you can see that it essentially is installed similar to any other drawer guide system. The only thing that's going to be of note here is that your clearances are going to be a little tighter with soft close than, let's say, a side mounted or a standard guide. So becomes a little more important to make sure all your sizes are right, because it's pretty easy to get off and where you start having problems with nothing working smoothly like it's supposed to. Alright, now that we took a look at some picture examples of what we're doing, we're going to take a look at the box itself. And we're going to start with the overall dimensions of the boxes we're building. The first one we're looking at here is for the top drawer. It's going to be the shorter of the two. The width is going to be 14 5/8, so we're dealing with a 15-inch opening, so we're going to have 3/8 clearance, split in half on each side, and that's opposed to the side mount, which is 1 inch smaller. So these boxes are going to be a little bigger than our side mount. Our depth is 21, which is pretty standard, and for a 5.5-inch opening, we're going to go 4 1/4. And then we have the box dimensions for the bottom two taller boxes. So it's going to be the same width, same depth. The only thing we're going to change here is the height, and we're going to change it to 8.5 inches tall, so they'll be a little deeper. All right, now we're going to get into the actual guts of this thing. So first off, we're using 11/16 plywood. So my thickness is going to be 11/16. Overall width is going to be 4 1/4, and this is going to be true for both sides and the sub front if you choose to use a sub front. So even though this says side on it, it's going to work for all the side, front, and then the other side. So the first thing we're going to look at is what I do first operation on the CNC, and that's going to be this 9/16 section here. So what I do first is we have to plane this section down to 5/8. The reasoning is that if I have two of these, I only have one, but if I have two of these, when we go to install the clips on the bottom, we were finding out that we did not have enough clearance to widen them to where they would mate up with the tracks. And so I got with my hardware guy, and we kind of figured out a method for us. So my CNC comes down and planes a 9/16 wide section down to 5/8, and then it comes back with a 1/4 inch bit, and it puts a 1/4 inch groove right down here. So that's basically how we make our side, and then once we're done, then we run it through our edge bander. Moving on to the back of the drawer box. So this is the operation that I do not do on my CNC. The reason is because it would require a double-sided operation, and just the speed at which we're doing things, it's not worth it to me. Plus this groove can break my table suction pretty easy. So the only thing that we do here, so this is that back groove where that metal clip is going to clip into. We're going to come in 3/16, and we just run a table saw blade width down the table saw. The important dimension is going to be this 3/16. Needs to be pretty accurate. This is where those index pins seat, so you can get away with a wider groove. But we try to keep it pretty tight, but it's that 3/16. And then another difference is that this is going to only be 3, even though the drawer box is 4 1/4, this piece is only going to be 3 9/16. So when it butts up to the box, let's see if I can see it here. It's the bottom part with the box is going to seat right under that. And so you don't want, I guess it probably wouldn't matter all. Well, yeah, it would. So anyway, so that's why we have the 3 9/16 there, as opposed to the 4 1/4 on the side. And then the last piece is the drawer box bottom. Pretty much with the soft close, we have to use 1/4 inch plywood drawer bottoms. I know a lot of people do that by default, but we use 1/2 inch bottoms by default on everything that I can, and then the soft close, we have to use a 1/4 inch bottom, just the way that we're set up. So, hopefully this gives you kind of an insight into how we do it. like I said, this is not the way. You know, you might be doing something a different way and having a lot of success with it. And if you're new, you know, you don't have to necessarily take this route. It's just to give you an idea of what we do. You know, we do this on a, I would say, you know, we're definitely not a small shop. You know, we are a production level shop, so I do this on a fairly decent sized scale. And you know, I've done, you know, hundreds of kitchens this year. We do this method, and it's very successful for me. So that's why I'm sharing this with you. It's just another way of doing things that I can, you know, when it comes to different styles of hardware, I might not necessarily, I can't vouch for that, but with the Grass style and the Worth style, or those undermounts, similar to the pictures that I've shown, this has been a pretty successful way of going about it. So hopefully you found this interesting. If I missed something or I was incorrect about something, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a good evening, and thanks for watching.